What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we've got a couple great topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So there is a petition online on change.org with nearly 17,000 votes, and it might be more by the time that you're watching this, to have Disney revoke the exclusive license for Star Wars video games from EA. Now, these petitions normally don't work, and you don't normally see me talking about petitions on here because they usually don't work. But in this case, I wanted to highlight this one here because we got a lot of people online to speak up when it comes to EA's shady practices. We've gotten a lot of lawmakers and government kind of involved based on everything that gamers have been saying. So usually our voice doesn't work when it comes to these petitions and things like this, but in this case, as far as Star Wars, with the IP being so big and everyone kind of just chiming in, it actually got EA, or maybe it forced them from their overlords over there at Disney when it comes to the Star Wars IP, to make some changes, at least temporarily, to Star Wars Battlefront 2. I feel EA is not a competent developer to handle the Star Wars license anymore. They have shown over the course of the 3+ years that they've had this exclusive license or whatever, or since it was first announced, they have shown a complete disregard and lack of respect for the Star Wars franchise and for the players who want to play Star Wars games. Now, as someone like myself, I have never been a huge Star Wars fan, but I have played pretty much all of the great Star Wars games out there. I remember playing Jedi Outcast, I remember playing Rogue Squadron, I've played KOTOR, and I am not a big Star Wars fan. I am not lining up to go see the new Star Wars movies or anything like that. I'll watch them when I feel like it, whenever that time may be, whenever I come across it. It's not like I'm out there waiting in line and everything. No Rob from Rule 2 review, shout outs to Rob. But at the same time, I still want to play a good Star Wars game every now and then. But with EA has pretty much robbed the opportunity for people to play any normal Star Wars game without any type of excruciating loopholes and stupidity interwoven into there. No great single player experiences, and when you do, very short, very weird stories. It's just not competent. These developers, EA, are not competent. So what I'm saying is this: raise the awareness to Disney that they are losing out on revenue, raise the awareness and let them know that EA is not a competent developer to make Star Wars anymore, in my opinion. Not only that, you have a developer that is so blinded by their own animosity towards Nintendo that they don't want to take advantage of one of the hottest selling systems worldwide because of their own preconceived bias. If you're Disney, why do you not want to be on a system that can be taken anywhere that is selling like hotcakes? Disney has always had a great relationship when it comes to Nintendo. There's been plenty of Star Wars games, Lucasfilms back in the day, as far as on Nintendo systems. EA is no longer competent to make the Star Wars games, in my opinion. So like I stated, these petitions usually don't work, but I will point it out to you guys. If you want to go raise your voice, if you want somewhere to where you can say, hey, we're kind of unified on one front, it's pretty much revoking the Star Wars license from what EA has. Because as someone who's a Nintendo fan, I would like to see Star Wars games on Nintendo systems, but with EA, that's never a certainty. That's never a certainty with this developer, EA, behind the wheel when it comes to Star Wars. So, like I said, you can check it out yourself. These petitions normally don't work, but usually saying stuff online doesn't work, but that worked that time. So I'm not saying this petition is going to get things going, but it will say, hey, this is how many people are raising their voice against this exclusive Star Wars license. It does seem like Disney can't get out of this if things, as far as from a PR point, get too bad. So maybe the more people that sign up on this, at least we can say, hey, there is this many gamers that say EA isn't fit to have this license. Now, if you want to read all of the stuff that this guy, as far as the license goes, his name is John Hunt. Apparently he's from London in the United Kingdom. If you want to read everything that he has to say on the matter, go ahead and check it out. Link in the description below. You can sign it or not. Either way, I'm all down for having a petitioned voice against EA when it comes to Star Wars, because they're basically messing things up when it comes to this franchise. I think anyone can sit here and say that they've messed up 2 releases now for Star Wars, and they're no longer competent to actually handle this franchise. So what do you guys think about the news here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next article here, we're going to go over some of the top sellers for Amazon. Now, for those who don't know, know, the CEO of Amazon actually became the world's richest man once again now worth over $100 billion. Yes, $100 billion he is worth that, and video games have played a huge part into that. The video game department, even though they rolled back things and made things worse, it seems like things are only getting better for Amazon when it comes to things online. So I do want to go over some of the best sellers, and on top of that, there is one game particularly that we're going to be focusing on, and that is Super Mario Odyssey. Apparently, Super Mario Odyssey is selling so well on Amazon that it's actually sold out after this past Black Friday weekend here. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. A game usually is never sold out because there's just so much stock, and I know Nintendo put a lot of stock into Amazon as far as this copies go. I know they had a lot of stock sent off to their warehouses and everything, but the game is currently unavailable as of the time that I'm recording this video, which is absolutely insane for any type of game. Usually what happens at the beginning of a game, like maybe there's like a lot of pre-orders and a lot of people buy it, then it'll be like unavailable for like a couple hours afterwards or like a day after it launches, but never in the Black Friday holiday period. That usually never happens, but with Super Mario Odyssey, it is sold so much, and it's actually number 5 on the charts, and it's the #1 best-selling game, actual game. Everything else in the top 5 is either controllers or Amazon cards, or the Xbox One S, the 500GB white model, is number 2, sandwiched in between some PlayStation cards. But either way, it's the #1 game on there, and it's absolutely ridiculous to see that it's sold out. I think this game, Super Mario Odyssey, might have sold another 1 million or 2 million copies during the Black Friday or holiday November ending period here. I think it's looking near that, man. I mean, it's amazing how well it's doing. I also wanted to note that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is actually the #10 game, despite it launching all the way back in April. Extremely popular. Shout outs to Bethesda here, is that Wolfenstein 2 is actually selling pretty well, back into the top 15 at number 12 at the $25 price point. So a lot of people on PS4 picking up Wolfenstein, and the Nintendo Switch itself is still selling really well over the Black Friday period. It is at number 17. It is at number 17, but the only problem, and what I also think is crazy, is that it's at number 17 and it's selling for $355.98. So they had $299 stock in there, but those all the way sold through, and now at this point, Amazon is selling it for $355 because of how well it sold through of its normal stock that it got. So that just goes to show you how popular the Nintendo Switch is. It is doing phenomenally well over this Black Friday period, and I'm extremely happy because, like I said, with this, developers are going to see that the Nintendo Switch is here to stay. They're going to see that you can develop for it. Heck, they're going to see that you can develop a game on the Nintendo Switch, then port the other systems. I think that at this point, with the install base, as far as how rapidly it's growing, it's financially okay at this point to invest into the Nintendo Switch and say, hey, we're going to make a Nintendo Switch game, then it can be on other systems as well. There's enough of an install base for developers to do that, and that's why it's so good that the Switch install base is going up, because it's just going to get better for us as far as third-party games, as far as the system goes, as far as investments into the system. We're going to see a lot more because of the great sales, and I am super excited just to play all of the great games. There are so many games that I've been playing on the Nintendo Switch, which of course it's going to end up with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but there's a lot more games that are coming out, and I'm so happy, and I'm looking forward to 2018 because this is all great when it comes to Nintendo. So what do you guys think about the sales position charts here so far? What is your experience so far with the Nintendo Switch? Did any of you guys get one over this Black Friday shopping period? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, and emotes through sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.